Hey, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing all the air signs. And so if you do have different placements, feel free to skip around. It's time stamped below. We're going to start with Gemini. Hello, Gemini. Please hit that like button on your way in. It's greatly appreciated. We're going to be asking timeless message here. What do my Geminis at the time of seeing this, what do they need to know? We're going to get right into it. What do my Geminis need to know at the time of seeing this? Please make it clear. Only taking the cards that fly out for you. Okay, so we have a conflict card that came out. You might be in conflict with somebody. This could even be, because we got the institution card, this could be somebody that you're in it within an institution. Even marriage is included with that. But that's not necessarily for everybody. It looks like communication might be stopped between you and this entity. Clarity on... there's some information, or there's what's being left out. We've got the moon card attached to this conflict, which talks about not all the details have been revealed, or there could be fears attached here. What's this? There could even be a sense of amateur BS going on with the Page of Pentacles and leaving something behind. Somebody leaving something behind. But it seems that they've had the last word, or they wanted to get something off their chest. This could be even coming in the future. One sec. This is a very interesting, yeah, you're definitely not alone here. This is you collaborating with other energies, and there's this big epiphany. So, okay, at the time that you're seeing this, Gemini, this is a big time for communication, even if it's halted right now. But it's a big time for knowledge being dropped on your lap, this clarity or courage. This is Ace of Swords, that is communication. So some of you guys are working with others in order to get through this period. This could be the collaboration card of like therapists or advisors. But some of you guys, this is actually people that you work with within an institution. What's this? Hierophant. Awesome. I love seeing that. So the Hierophant gives way to Six of Pentacles. So this institution works for you. And let me tell you a little bit more about the Hierophant. Hierophant, it represents like our MO. It represents a group of commitments, ideals that we have come together with others to create. So it keeps our worlds in balance. That's why it rules over religious entities. That's why it rules over marriage, because you're coming together with another or other people in union and saying, this is what we believe in. So for some reason, that's coming through in your reading as very beneficial to you at this time. This is where transformation takes place and balance. You have two cards that came out that do represent balance, and there's generosity here with the Six of Pentacles. So this institution, the Hierophant energy, is going to give back to you. This system is going to work for you. Okay, and then there's this transformation here. Now, balance is a really big key to this transformation. You cannot have the transformation without that. So it's a great chance to ask yourself what needs to come back into balance for everything to work. And sometimes that's even on the physical realm. Like, am I sleeping too much or too little? Am I drinking too much, too little? Am I partying? Am I focused on this, that? So it seems that something wants to come through to you. Sorry about the light fluctuations. That's just my camera working with the outdoors. It seems like there is somebody who did not know enough, like there's not enough information here, or it was somebody who just had novice energy. They're just new at something. And maybe there's this amateur quality that has pissed some people off. It's a very interesting, it's created a lot of anxiety. Now, let me give you an example. This could be somebody, you or somebody else, who's new in an environment, and it's creating ripples. It's creating discomfort with others, or a lack of flow, whatever that conflict is. It could even be inner conflict, but this does feel outside of this individual. It's created a lot of anxiety for them. So they're debating whether they leave or not. There seems to be kind of a defensive energy attached to it. And what's beautiful is that the world just came out. So I do think there is going to eventually be positive communication, but it feels like for right now, You might even be not communicating about that because you feel that there's more information needed first. This epiphany, this needs to come through. And that could be even some advice from others. Very interesting. So one final word of advice, take it or leave it. You know, this is your free will at hand, Gemini. But for my Geminis, what do they... good times are coming. It's actually going to be all okay. The Sun card. So things are just getting sorted out. Freya wants to join us. Yeah, so don't you worry. Things are getting sorted out. And you had both the moon and the sun in your reading. The moon was attached to that conflict, and it seems that things need to come out of the woodwork in order to move forward in a clean, positive way. I love that for you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And she's perfect timing because she's going to ruin all your cards. She's messing up your cards. All right, you guys. So moving on, we have Libra. Libra, thank you for joining me. Please hit the like button on your way in. I appreciate that so much. So we're going to be asking what is coming through at this time. Freya, of course, your big rotund body is covering most of the cards. So we're going to start with a fresh deck. Asking what's coming through to Libra now. What do they need to pay attention to? This is a timeless reading. What do my Libras need to know? And you guys, if you want me to pray for you, I forget to say this on every single video, but it's always an invitation. Say hi in the comment section, even an emoji that works. And I encourage everybody to pray for each other. What's coming towards Libra that they need to know about? We start with a card, Page of Swords. Now this is new ideas, fresh thinking. It can also be things that like, it could also connect to the internet. And I know that's a funny thing to say, but we need to get a little bit more out on that. So basically like getting these fresh ideas or new thinking. Actually, I'm going to put that back in the deck. It doesn't feel right. This new ideas and fresh thinking via things that we're exposed to on the internet or internet communications, I'll just say. Beautiful. Some of you guys might be online dating. Some of you guys might be out there just making yourself available to connect with. We have Page of Swords. What is this Page of Swords? Oh, so you know what it feels like? You guys might be getting inspired by things outside of yourself, maybe videos, YouTube videos, things that you're seeing on Instagram and TikTok, all that. And it's really specifically around where you want to be, where you want to kind of set down your, I want to say hat, kind of like, do you want to move somewhere? This is an energy of like being really open to a new adventure. So it's like, do you want to go overseas and teach your language, you know, or do you, so just to give you an example, we do have Ace of Cups, which is something, this gift coming down, and it's something that's going to fill you up emotionally. It could be creative, or it could have something to do with passion. Let's talk about that. It's something you don't see. What is this? Oh, I'm curious. How interesting. I feel like something is happening right when you're considering letting go and moving towards a new adventure, and you've been making yourself kind of available to fresh thinking and new ideas. A lot of that has to do with things you're exposed to on the internet. I feel like right at that time, you don't expect it, but you realize that there's something that's pulling you back, kind of. This is the energy. Now, take it or leave it, but it's almost like something that you want to invest in. It's like now that the irony of it is like now that you're ready to go and launch off onto this new adventure, there's almost like a new love or new passion, a desire to work hard, invest yourself towards something that's going to give you a lot of happiness, catches you. So it's like kind of that classic story of like, right when you're about to leave, it all happens for you. Like right when you least expect it. Hanged Man energy. You've been very resilient, very tenacious. This thing has taken a lot of time. So if we were to use a relationship as an example, it's like you put yourself, it's not for the lack of putting yourself out there or the lack of wanting it. I think it's when you truly put yourself out there and you open your mind that ironically it comes. So this has all been, it's not been a waste, and it's about getting perspective, really, really powerful perspective. Some of you guys have been online dating. The Three of Pentacles is here, but this is also maybe somebody like teamwork. Somebody could be introducing you to somebody else. It could also be somebody that you meet at work. What's this Nine of Pentacles? Floating on out, we've got the Hermit. You are definitely, I think, don't take this the wrong way, Libra. You're coming out of a selfish time, not a bad selfish time, but a time where like it's really important sometimes to be selfish so that you can understand what you want, so you can understand what you need, right? You have to go inward, and you've been inward with this Hermit energy. You've been inward. And now it's at that point where you know you need, now it's time to like bring on a new relationship or expand creatively. Otherwise, it's like that important selfishness is going to actually turn toxic, right? So it could be too self-indulgent. It could be almost longing to fill the void with other things. So I think this is catching you at a time where this person, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just a very practical mannered person, or this could be you, but looking practically into the future, building a future. You're thinking about in like the long game of things, and what kind of person you want to be, what kind of person you want to be with, the type of people in your life, and making big strides forward. The biggest thing in your reading that is so hilarious is the kind of the irony here of like right when you're ready to let go of things and start this brand new adventure, that's when it's like the twist is it kind of it pulls you back into something that you wanted all along, basically. Fascinating. All right, now we're moving on. Thank you, Libra, for joining me. Now we're going to Aquarius. Aquarius, hello. So if you have other placements in air signs, of course, check out the timestamp below. Freya's had it with me. She doesn't like the shuffling. Too bad, Freya. All right, Aquarius, what's coming towards you at this time? If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like others to pray for you, simply say hello in the comment section below. Lifts me up, lifts other people up. All right, lifts you up, Aquarius. What's coming towards Aquarius? What do they need to know about at the time of seeing this? The Devil card, the Knight of Wands. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, this is interesting. The plot thickens. What else for my Aquarius? And if I haven't said it yet, please hit that like button on your way in. Thank you so much. It's the best way to support the channel. Lets the algorithm know that Aquarians everywhere may benefit from this. So I'm just going to give you the general message, and then we're going to unpack it. We're going to need to, because it's fascinating. We've got the Devil card, which talks about a behavioral pattern that doesn't serve you. Now, this could be the illusion of attachment or a pattern in your life, but we have a lot of really positive cards here. So the Knight of Wands is taking bold action, moving forward, and this is most likely an offer coming towards you, and it's with a lot of confidence. We'll find out if that's romantic or financial. Right now it's kind of elusive. We've got the Wheel of Fortune right in the center of your reading, and this is where there's a turn of events, a stroke of good luck. Things are changing. The wheel always turns. It's also a karmic reminder that you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now, Aquarius. We've got the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy. This is going within, introspection. These are the moments where we need to get our own advice. So we block out the noise from others. We block out the noise from the world in order to listen to that inner voice. And then we've got the Nine of Swords, which might be, ruminating, thinking a lot, analyzing. So what is this Devil card? Flying out, the Ace of Swords. A lot of analyzing energy, a lot of thinking up in your head. We've got communication coming through. So you'll want to be careful of jumping to conclusions. I do think that you're going to be getting some really good news. I think that if this is not news coming in fast towards you, this is actually travel. And this would most likely be like hopping on a plane or hopping in your car, jumping over to someplace real quick. Speed is a big element to the Eight of Wands. And this is really about information. So it's discovery. This is clarity around something. It has something to do with that Devil card. This could be literally somebody having a really beautiful gesture of communicating something that gives you mental clarity around a pattern in your life that hasn't been beneficial. Knight of Wands energy, taking bold action. This is somebody who's very confident. They're coming towards you in a brave-like manner, but they could be kind of immature. They could have kind of a self-centeredness attached to them. And I think that this is where you just kind of accept your loss and move on. The Five of Swords, no longer interested in the fight. It's like wanting to avoid conflict. So what this looks like is somebody who's kind of attached to something, being right, or an argument or something, is reaching out to you. It's very fascinating energy. This is an interesting energy. I think that their intentions are better, but I don't know how well it translates, because I think you're kind of over this. You're just kind of like realizing, I just kind of got to move on. And that makes sense to the Wheel of Fortune. You were exactly where you're supposed to be at the right time. It's taken strength to get there. And this is non-aggressive ways to get your way, to get the best possible results in a situation. This is mastery over oneself. It's diplomacy. It's negotiation. It's all those energies. And that's why the mastery is symbolized here with her having her hands in the mouth of this lion. She's not cranking open the mouth. It's the lion who wants to open its mouth. And it's saying, hey, this could be a dangerous situation. Different levels of danger, of course, exist. But this could be a situation where one could react very negatively and use false implements of control, and they could be really immature, or they could almost convince that lion to open its mouth for them, right? You don't have to use aggressive ways to get your way. And so Hermit card is this quiet energy, and it's that with that quiet energy that you get the best results here. The sun is shining on you. This is the most positive card in the deck. It might even surprise you, because this is very Zen. This is you going in and like being the Jedi. This is definitely like Jedi strength. Nine of Swords doesn't mean that you're not a duck on water, right? You're smooth on the outside, but paddling mad underneath the surface. There's definitely that. Cognitively. So you're maybe overthinking, you might be worried about somebody saying some bad crap about you, but you're kind of realizing, nothing on the outside here is going to be interpreted in a positive way. So if I yell, if I scream, if I fight, it's not going to be, there's not going to be a good result. So I'm kind of know what battles to fight, right? So you might feel a little bit let down, Aquarius. Maybe you feel like you haven't had enough support or recognition in this situation. So give me a card from a fresh deck for my Aquarians to comfort them and also give them advice about what's around the corner here. Because we have in the center of your reading a very comforting card, the Wheel of Fortune, and that you are using diplomacy and self-mastery in this situation. It's going to pan out because you're making yourself very happy with this going inside with that Jedi energy. What else? Lastly, giving way to new inspiration. This is passion ignited. I love this. And nobody, like Aquarians, you guys know how to retreat. You guys know how to retreat from something and be like above it. Like it's all about the bigger vision for you guys. And so if this is not feeding you, right away. And yes, you might do some ruminating, but it's going to be squelched by this really cool, enthusiastic, passionate gift. This could be a project on the horizon, a new beginning. Go ahead and like Google Ace of Wands. It's a fantastic energy. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, sending you off with love and light. See you soon. Bye-bye.